This time around I'd like to talk to you about a little something I like to call color range. Well, it's actually not me that likes to call it that, that's what it's called. It's actually a very interesting way to select things in Photoshop. For example, in this case, close-up picture of a soccer net, I want to be able to select the net only. Well, as you can imagine, trying to use any kind of, magic wand or basically any typical selection technique might be challenging. But with color range, it's pretty easy, because this dialog box comes up. Now I could click on the color and see if I could get it working that way, and we'll show you more how this works. But one of the nice things about color range is built right into it are things like this, highlights. So I can just say, you know what, pick all the highlights for me, and it should do a pretty good job of selecting everything. Now if you want to get a better idea of what's going to happen, you can change the preview, for example, into like a quick mask mode, so you can see that it has in fact done a very good job of selecting just the net. So we can click OK, and it's got it selected. Now if I bring this layers palette in, I notice that there's a little piece here select which I don't want, so I would hold down the Option or Alt key and remove it from my selection. Now I can press Command or Control J to put on a layer by itself, and just to show you how good it is, I will add a new layer below by pressing Command or Control and clicking on the new layer button. And then let's just pick some other color. I guess I could have just used black, but let's just make a solid green color and stick that in there. And you see it's done a very good job. Now that's great for situations like that, but where we can take it a step further is when we use ones like this. So let's go back to color range. In this case we're going to excuse me, we are going to take off that selection and just simply click somewhere in the sky to say that's the range of colors I want. Now you can see it only got a few of them because of course there's many shades of blue in there. The fuzziness control will try to select more, and that works usually quite well like in this case, but you can also do it just yourself. Just take the eyedropper and just as you, click on the eyedropper with the plus sign, so that way we can keep adding and adding and adding. And see, as I'm dragging in the image. Now you can even do it in the preview window itself and just say I want that color as well, and I want to make sure I get everything right in here. So basically, look how it's picking up the color inside the tree as well. Now I want to really focus on the tree, so I'm going to push this a little further, and you notice down this part in here will be selected as well. So I'm going to have to remove that from the selection, but this way I'll know that the selection is the way that I want. And again, I could choose to get a little quick mask preview if I wish to, and then we'll click OK to this one. In this case we'll zoom in a little bit, and again I would just take a tool like my lasso tool to say, you know what, I don't want this part in here as part of my selection. So at this point, once again, I could, in this case, let's inverse the selection, Command Shift or Control Shift I, so we can then pop that up on a layer by itself and see how it looks. You can see it looks pretty good. And again, if we put a new layer below and fill it with some really strange color, I don't know why you want to fill it with a strange color, but you know what I mean. We're just trying to deliberately show things here. So how about we do this? We'll go from this color to blackish, and take a gradient tool, just again because we can, and just, I don't know, pop it in here somewhere, see what happens. Again, looks pretty good, doesn't it? Blends in pretty well because that color range selection did all the work for me instead of me having to do it. So add this into your collection of simple but effective ways to make selections. Of course, there's lots of very practical uses for color range, not the least of which is the ability to select something so you can easily change the color of it, because that's, a lot harder to do in some other ways. I'm Dave Cross. I'll see you next time.